DreAllDay.com.
Baldwin, DreAllDay.com. Today's daily motivation is about do not be a coward. Have some damn courage. Now, this is something that I talk about all the time to my audiences, especially in my written material. Those of you who don't know, I do probably just as much writing as I do video recording, probably even more writing, more actively. And one of the things that I tell entrepreneurs, is my audience are mostly people who are entrepreneurs, is that the cost of freedom, because everything in life has a trade-off, right? There are no perfect scenarios in life. Any scenario you get in, there is a trade-off that either you know about it or you don't know about it, but the trade-off does exist. The price of freedom is security, and the price of security is freedom. And the reason why many people don't go into entrepreneurship, even when they want to, just like we talked about in yesterday's daily motivation, we got the to-do and the done list. The reason many people have being an entrepreneur on their to-do list, but it never gets on their done list because they never actually jump in. The reason why is because of this trade-off right here. Is because the price of, being an entrepreneur, you have the freedom to do whatever you want to do. You can sell whatever you want to sell. You can set whatever price you want. You come to work and you leave work whenever you feel like it. You go on break when you feel like it. You talk how you want. You deal with whatever customers you want to deal with. Don't deal with anybody you don't want to deal with. Anything you say, you can say anything. Nobody can do anything to you. You can't get fired. You can't get suspended. You can't get docked the day's pay. Everything is on you. You have the freedom to do anything you want to do when you are an entrepreneur. The trade-off of that freedom is that you have no safety net. You have no security. Everything's on you. So if everything falls apart in your business, then everything falls apart in your lap. It's not like you're an employee where you work at a company and the company goes out of business, well, you just go get another job. It's not like that when you're an entrepreneur. You have no security. That's the price of the freedom that comes with entrepreneurship. On the other hand, if you rather have a job that has the quote-unquote security of a bi-weekly paycheck, then what you trade for that is your freedom, because you don't have the freedom to do what you want. You don't have the freedom to say what you want. You don't have the freedom to come and go as you please. You don't have the freedom of when you go on break or when you eat lunch or whether you talk to somebody that you actually don't like. You don't have that freedom when you accept the security of that paycheck. So there's a trade-off either way. The whole point of today's daily motivation is many people so value security that they come to fear freedom. It's not that they're logically and rationally making the decision that, hey, I'm going to trade the possibility of freedom for the security of this thing over here. And this is not about entrepreneurship, by the way. This could be about anything in life. This could be about your freedom of speech, your freedom of thought, your freedom of movement, your freedom of who you choose to network and communicate with. All of those are freedoms that you give up in exchange for security. When you are a coward and you have no balls, you have no heart, and you have no courage, you know what ends up happening to people who have no courage is that they are willing to give up every possible freedom they could have, every freedom that they've ever had, because they want to be safe and secure. These are the people who won't say what they actually think because they don't want to give up the security of people liking them. They won't even entertain a thought that goes against the grain of what a certain faction of people have decided to agree with, because they don't want to lose the security of being on the same page with quote-unquote everybody, with the majority, whoever the majority happens to be. And by the way, the majority is usually wrong about pretty much everything. So when you're a coward, you are trying to stay on the side of people who are pretty much wrong about damn near everything. But again, when you're fearful, fear is an emotion, and emotions are stronger than logic. This is why people do emotional things that make no sense, and you're looking at them like, it doesn't make any logical, rational sense what this person is doing. But when someone's driven by emotion, it doesn't have to make logical sense. That's the whole point. So what I want you all to think about logically here, while you're in a logical state right now, is where are you allowing your emotions of fear and your strong desires for security and safety and comfort and being around the group, whoever the group happens to be, where are you allowing that emotional draw to make you make the sacrifice, to cause you to make the sacrifice of your freedom of thought, action, speech, etc.? Where are you trading that freedom in exchange for the security that's being driven by fear? You see, the pull for security, the pull for wanting to be secure, and that trade-off of freedom that you make because of it is all based on fear. It's all based on fear. Because you're afraid of being left out there in the cold alone by yourself with no safety net, that fear drives you for security. See, most people won't say, well, I'm doing this thing. And I talk to people all the time who are either entrepreneurs or want to get into entrepreneurship, and they won't take the plunge. I talk to people often who won't jump in. They want to jump in, but they won't jump in, and they come up with some logical sounding justification for why they're not doing it. And often people they won't say it in so many words, but they'll say something like, well, look, the security of that check and the fact that I won't know where my money's coming from. You know, I got to pay bills, and I got my kids, and I got my family, and I got this thing and that thing. They'll logically explain why the security is valuable to them, and what they're really saying is, I'm fearful. I'm afraid of not having that security. And that fear of losing security is the very thing that causes people to trade their freedom. And basically people do this their entire lives, because at some point in life, understand this, if you're going to trade your security in order to get freedom, you are going to be without something. There's going to be a period where you are without. You will have to do without that security on some level. There is no point where everything's going to be so perfect and so set up that you are not taking a risk. That's impossible. It will never happen. So if you're waiting for that time, keep waiting, because it ain't never happening. That time will never occur. So understand that you're going to have to take that jump with no security blanket, with no security net, no safety net at some point in your life. And you ain't getting any younger, everybody. Every single one of us is getting a day older every day. So even if somebody's twice your age, you are just as much older today than you were yesterday as they are. Now, they got a day older since yesterday, so did you. And nobody's guaranteed a certain amount of time on this planet. So if that's the thing that's keeping you from taking action, you got to come up with a better reason. You got to come up with some better logic. Or as a matter of fact, don't come up with better logic. Just do the thing that you know you want to do, understanding that that risk comes with it no matter when you do it. There's no period in where that risk goes away. And you think, oh, let me just stack up some more money, so then I got more runway. You still got the same, it's still the same thing. It's still the exact same thing. And now you have less time to work with because you waited 5 years. So that's 5 years that you could have been learning and being on the job and getting your game up. Now you're not, because you waited. So, and again, I'm just using entrepreneurship here to analogize the point, but it's not really about entrepreneurship. The whole point is, do not let your desire for security cause you to trade your freedom at every single step in life, because if you keep allowing this to happen, before you know it, you have no freedom left to trade. There won't be any left to trade. So you won't be able to even make the trade-off because you don't have anything to give. Everybody get what I'm saying here? Hopefully you all get this. But anyway, I send out a daily motivation text message every single day. In addition to doing this video, you want to get that, so you'll get 2 daily motivations. Text me at my number, 305-384-6894. You'll get it every single day straight to your phone. Make sure you do all the YouTube stuff here. Make sure you comment on this video. Let me know the best insight or point you got from today's daily motivation. Make sure you hit the notification bell, share the video, like the video, and Work on Your Game University. That's where I do all my coaching, all my high-level trainings, all my frameworks, all my courses are all inside the university. If you want to be coached by me directly, the only way to do it is by being in Work on Your Game University. So go to workonyourgameuniversity.com. Links down below in the description. And everybody have a great day. Work on your game. Dre, all